What's up, YouTube land? Ziino Gaming here, and welcome back to Career Mode on my channel. Here we are for episode number 26 at the Vietnam Grand Prix, and it has been a long time since I've uploaded any Career Mode videos, but I wanted to get back into it, and I want to finish 2 seasons at least. We're here at the start of Season 2, so hopefully I can get to the end of Season 3, and maybe Ziino Racing will be competing for wins in Season 3. That's the goal. That's the aim, is to win a championship in Season 3 and get ready. And we're going to start off here today at Vietnam. We're going to start here, jump straight into qualifying, not mucking around. And we're going to have to go through all 3 qualifying sessions. And this is going to be a challenge for me, as we are, it's going to be definitely a challenge for me. And as it's been a long time since I've driven this car, and I just got to get back used to it. Obviously, been driving a lot of the online cars, and that's completely different to this car, and how this car is now handling, and also against the AI again, which is a completely different challenge to what another real life person is. But here we are at the end of Q1, our first lap, good enough for 14th place at the minute as we come through here at the end. And can we maybe improve our lap here? And we bang the wall here as we go through across the line. We don't improve the lap, but we are safe just for now in 14th place. So we advanced through the Q2 on our first time back here, and eliminated in Q1 is Magnussen, Russell, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Latifi, and Nick De Vries. So me and my teammate Hubert are able to get into Q2, which is a very positive start. And this game is very, very different, as this is the first lap here in Q2. My game save is very, very different compared to Season 1 and also Season 2. The patch for the Ferrari engines came out since last time I played this game. So Ferrari, I've actually looked back, were the 3rd quickest car when I started Season 2, and now they are like the 5th or 6th quickest car. I think 5th quickest car, just due to the engines being nerfed by the game. So that's quite a blow for them, and we also, so that also affects Haas and Alfa Romeo. So that's why those 2 teams are out here in Q1. And also there's a few driver movement. Obviously Russell to Haas, De Vries at Williams, with Grosjean retiring, I think is the only major moves that happen. But we break the front wing here on our last potential chance in Q2, and that means we're going to be eliminated here in Q2, along with Albon, who struggles in the Red Bull to get into Q3 with his teammate up in 2nd place. Very similar to real life. Kvyat, Gasly, Leclerc struggling in that Ferrari after it's been nerfed. Vettel able to get into Q3, with myself in 15th and Hubert lining up 16th. So let's get into the race now.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more, as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. It's a track that combines the bespoke design of a traditional race circuit with the tight, close barriers of a street track that our drivers race on today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtaking into the braking zone at turn 11. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, and Ocon, Sainz, Stroll, Vettel, and Lando Norris, Albon, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Leclerc. The captain, Magnussen, George Russell, and Kimi Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Latifi, De Vries, and Antoine Hubert. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I honestly can't remember what happened last time. It sounds like we did get points. Welcome here, everyone, to the Vietnam Grand Prix. Unfortunately for Hubert, he's got a penalty. He's gone to the back of the grid. That's a bit unfortunate for him. And Daniel Ricciardo doing a very nice job for Renault, qualifying in 4th place. And I was actually looking at the standings, and he's actually currently 2nd in the driver's standings. Max Verstappen's leading the Drivers' Championship, and Lewis Hamilton has yet to score a point in the first 2 Grand Prix, so he's already 41 points behind Verstappen in the championship, which is massive. 2-stop strategy today. We're going to start the medium, then go soft. So hopefully that works out for us as we get ready for the Vietnam Grand Prix here, and it's going to be, I think, a good one. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here we go now for the 5 red lights of the Vietnam Grand Prix. And let's go here in Vietnam, the return of career mode for Ziino Racing, and here we go. Going into turn 1, a decent start here, as we're going to go around the outside of Leclerc and Kvyat. There's enough space, and we're going to be very cautious here at turn 1 and 2, as we can now go through the roundabout section here. And we've moved up into 13th place from 15th on the grid. Bit of a lock up on the front right, and we're going to squeeze out Kvyat and move here ourselves up into 13th place. But now we're going to be under attack. He's going for the inside. We're going to give him space there, but he doesn't take it, and we're now going to defend the inside here into turn, I think, 5 and 6. I actually can't remember, but that's okay. Into the next roundabout section, and we're going to be right behind Lando Norris as we now come on to the long straight for the first time. And well, a good start, made up 2 positions here, and we're not under threat from Kvyat from behind, and Norris is a bit too far away to attack, it seems, but we never know in this game with how early the AI jump on the brakes here into the hairpins. We now break into the hairpin ourselves, and there you go. Norris has left the gap, and we're down the inside of Lando Norris for 12th position, and we're going to use a bit of overtake mode there and get the job done. So we move up here now into 12th place, and we're now behind Pierre Gasly and Alexander Albon, who's chasing the Ferrari of Vettel. So a poor qualifying from Albon in the Red Bull, which is pretty much pace-wise on par with Mercedes in the performance graph. So Albon's really got to lift his game in terms of what he's able to do here as we clobber the curb, and we get off to a good start here in Vietnam. Moving on to lap 3 now, and we're struggling a little bit for the pace compared to the guys on the soft tyres, and Lando is able to pass us quite easily with the DRS here on this long straight heading into the hairpin. You can see where the guys, they've just pulled a bit of a gap on me. They're on the soft tyre, we're on the medium tyre, so their tyres are obviously working a lot better. We almost lose the car there, but now it's lap 5 here, and it looks like the medium tyre is starting to become a quicker tyre than the soft tyres. We're coming back at Lando Norris, so we're going to have a little go maybe into the hairpin, but we're not quite close enough. And Lando is very sideways on the exit there. He's got a poor exit, and now this could be a chance here. We put it into overtake mode. We're going to go to the inside, but we're not quite close enough to dive down the inside into the 90-degree right-hander, and Lando is able to keep the position. And now the next lap, we're going to attack Lando again here with the DRS and ERS, as we're going to pop the DRS open now. We've turned off our overtake mode. We've got a great chance here to get past Lando Norris, and he goes to the inside. We go to the outside here, and we're going to brake very, very late, too late probably, and now it's going to give Lando the opportunity to get us back on the inside. We're side by side coming out of the hairpin. This is great racing between the 2 young drivers here, and now we're going to go back diving down the inside of Norris. We're a bit more confident this time. Accidentally pressed the pause button, restart it. Hopefully you don't lose control of the car, and we managed to pick up the 12th place here again. So now we've lost a bit of time with that battle to Gasly ahead, and now we're going to have to try and catch him up. But the AI are starting to peel off into the pit lane, as we're now in 11th place here, and we missed the apex horribly there, but there's a safety car, and it is because Charles Leclerc, who was just behind us, is now out of this Grand Prix, and I unfortunately didn't very get footage of this, but this is how Leclerc was out of this Grand Prix. It looks like he wanted to continue. Norris wanted to go into the pit lane, and it's caused a bit of an accident on the pit entry, so that's a bit unfortunate for Leclerc. He's out of this Grand Prix. He's not going to be scoring any points today. But that safety car's really hurt us. It came out when we were at the final corner, and we had to sit in behind the safety car for a whole lap before we could get into the pit lane. So that's an absolute disaster for our strategy. Ricciardo, also same thing happened to him. He's in the pit lane, and in order to make this work, I'm going to switch to a one-stop strategy here on lap 9, now lap 10, and go onto the hard tyre and just go to the end of the race. It's really the best option to go for, and Ricciardo's doing the exact same thing. He's going onto the hard tyre. You can also see my DRS will not be working for when we go back to green flag racing, which isn't ideal. But we're going to come out here in 20th place. So we're only going to be ahead of the Williams of De Vries. So that's really unfortunate. But now we're ready to go back to green flag racing here. And we go here in Vietnam. And we'll see what we can do here behind the safety car. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. And without the DRS, and especially in the first 2 laps, and being on the hard tyre, but we know that we're going to be faster than Latifi ahead, who I don't know if he stopped. I believe he has not stopped yet because he's ahead of us, so maybe he has stopped. I'm not too sure on that one. I think he has stopped actually, but despite the fact we do seem to have decent pace compared to Nicholas Latifi. We're now here on lap 12, and we've got a yellow flag ahead here, and it's Kevin Magnussen pulling over to the side of the road. Looks like that Ferrari engine, after the FIA has nerfed it, has also got a bit of reliability problems. So not only do the Ferrari engines have reliability problems, they've also got engine they've also got power issues. I couldn't get the word out, as we have to defend from De Vries, who had a mega run down the straight with a slipstream. End of the lap now, and Magnussen is out of the race officially. Magnussen out of the race officially, and now we are VSC deployed. My teammate actually, Hubert, was in the pits as it was deployed, so he got a bit of a benefit there. But now we're attacking Latifi. Lap 14, our DRS is finally working, and now we will try and make an attack here on Nicholas Latifi, and we'll see. You got the Haas of Russell and maybe Giovinazzi going side by side, so incredibly close racing up ahead. But now we've got the DRS wide open here. We're using overtake mode. We haven't got the DRS wide open yet, I should say. That's a mistake. Anyway, now we open the DRS, and we're going to go to the left, and Latifi's going to squeeze us right up against the wall, but we managed to make the move well before the braking zone. And we're now moving to lap 15, and we're behind George Russell now, and in his DRS, so we're making good progress. So now there's a yellow flag, and now there's a safety car deployed. And Alexander Albon is going to be out of this Grand Prix, so that's a shame for him and Red Bull. He was having a miserable weekend, and it just goes from bad to worse for Albon. And unfortunately, this is not a great safety car for us. All the AI are going to pit. They're going to get their free pit stop that I was hoping to gain on them when going on the hard tyre. They're going to get immediately right to the back of the queue. What this does do for us is give us a massive track position for the end of this Grand Prix, and we're going to jump right up into second place here. So that's the benefit, as Ricciardo is going to take the lead of the Grand Prix. We're going to jump up into second place. Going to the end, we just managed to merge out ahead of Valtteri Bottas. As now, with 10 laps to go, we're going to be ready for the restart here in Vietnam. It's going to be a sprint to the finish for us as we mess up the restart there, struggling to get the power down here on the hard tyre, and Ricciardo's gone really quickly, and now we're going to be under pressure from behind from the likes of Bottas, Perez and Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix as we now go into turn 1, and hopefully we're going to have to maximise this roundabout section here to keep Bottas off our rear as we now get a decent run. Let's see if we can, how early we get the power down into overtake mode. We deploy it very late. Bottas has got a fantastic run in the Mercedes. He's going to be putting the pressure on. He's in the slipstream. We're defending to the inside. Valtteri Bottas to the outside. This is be a great move for Bottas, and he's able to pull it off. Well done, Valtteri Bottas. And he's now got the inside for a roundabout section. We're going to try and slot in here, and we are going to lose the car a little bit. We're going to go into the wall. That's a disaster. Perez also in the wall with us. That's a disastrous way to end this Grand Prix. We're out of this Grand Prix. Originally, I thought I lost it. I was annoyed at myself, but it wasn't my own doing this one. It was Sergio Perez trying to sneak down the inside, and he's made contact with our left rear corner. I honestly didn't feel that contact, but he spun us there, and here's the shot from above. It's just really unfortunate with that Perez and the AI just going down the inside like that, and yeah, he just touches our left rear tyre, and that's put us in the wall and out of this Grand Prix. So after two safety cars that probably didn't work out for us. Maybe the first one would have worked out, depending if the second one doesn't come out. The second one definitely didn't work in our favour. And now, yeah, we're out of the race, and Max Verstappen's winning.
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. The standings have changed. Today's performance means Max Verstappen now owns the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So that's going to do it, guys, for this Vietnam Grand Prix. Really disappointing one from my point of view. Decent result for Hubert, but not good enough to get any points. Yeah, it just didn't work out for us. Perez taking us out there at the roundabout section. Bit of a flaw with the AI. I guess sometimes they just don't know. Like, there wasn't a gap there for him. I don't know what he was doing, but he would have probably passed me on the straight if he had have been patient. But it is what it is. That's racing, and no points for us here today. You can see in this championship, Verstappen, I don't know why it said Verstappen took the lead of the championship, because he's already in the lead. But Bottas jumps Ricciardo, but another great result for Ricciardo, though, to finish in 4th. Vettel finished in 5th in that Grand Prix as well, so doing wonders in the Ferrari here today was Sebastian Vettel, a bit of magic. And Lewis Hamilton's got a lot of catching up to do. You can see where he is in the standings. We're currently 8th in the standings. We probably want to get closer to that McLaren Racing Point battle. That's the goal for this season, I'd say, to beat those guys, at least. You can see Norris had a really good weekend here, and moves quite a bit ahead of us in the rivalry. But in terms of performance graph-wise, we're not too far behind McLaren and Racing Point. So if we can battle those guys this year and move progressively towards the likes of Renault, who have massively improved and is the 3rd quickest car, I believe. So we'll just see how it goes, and lost a bit of cash from the damage caused, but is what it is. We'll now quickly do some upgrades here. We're going to fix this aerodynamic upgrade, and then I was looking around whether I should or shouldn't, but I've ended up going with this DRS upgrade to give us a bit more of a powerful DRS, because it's obviously it's still powerful, but it's actually, I think it's really well balanced this year, DRS in this game. You can't just it's not just an easy overtake. If you kind of have to use the overtake button as well. So yeah, that's how that is, and it's really really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a like for the return of career mode. Subscribe to the channel for hopefully plenty more content next year. I'm gonna wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that good stuff. Hope you enjoy the holidays, and until the next time, we'll see you for the Chinese Grand Prix. Until then, goodbye.